The rest of her immediate family members have stopped performing, but she felt compelled to uphold the family tradition.
Actually, it's in my blood, because every time I think like I'm gonna stop, like my sister or just to be my side, my parents, I'm like, I cannot. I start to itching my feet. It's like, I cannot stop, I cannot. So it's in the blood.
If the need to perform and entertain others is in her blood, so is Wanderlust. Indonesia is her current pit stop after enjoying stunts in the United States, Mexico, and Israel. Working around the world may be her dream, but it has come at a price. The singleton hasn't been able to develop long-term relationships, not just because of her globe-trotting ways, but also because of the long hours she keeps.
The one thing that impressed me about these people, they perform, they do their rehearsal, they set up the stage where they're going to perform, or all the apparatus that they need for their act. And then after that, when everyone else is gone, they're actually taking it down personally by themselves. And it's in the water. They have to drain the poles and make sure they're dry. Keep all the chairs back in where they came from. And that's amazing. You don't see that in a lot of places where performers actually set up and take it down themselves.
It is this sense of professionalism that keeps Claudia on her toes. And it's not just constantly working out to keep her physical self in tip-top condition. It is also making the guests feel welcome 24/7. While some may consider interacting with guests all day long a chore, Claudia takes it in her stride. In fact, she considers it a novel way of picking up new languages.
I play with everybody, but little by little I say, how do you say good morning? How do you say thanks? How do you say beautiful? Because this is improve myself. And then when I go in to have lunch or dinner with a Japanese or Chinese, at least I know how to get in touch with the people, no?
Claudia once told me that getting guests to take the first step onto the trapeze is a small victory, and no prizes for guessing who the next wannabe trapeze performer is.
Hello.
Hello.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. You?
Good. Would you like to try? We have a trapeze here.
Yeah, I think I'm ready for the hike.
You ready? You haven't did before?
Mm-mm.
First time?
First time.
You are in the right place.
How long have you been swinging
Wow.
the trapeze?
Swinging the trapeze, not even 3 years.
Not even 3 years.
No, actually, it's new for me.
You
Yeah,
get
that's why I
scared every
understand when
time
you're
you go
scared.
up?
I do understand
Okay.
100% because it's a normal feeling.
Okay.
Yes.
Why did you decide to do this?
When I come in Club Med, they was teaching trapeze, and so I see, well, I can try. And I did try, and I learned to teach
It's
trapeze.
a lot of acrobatic involved
And
in
I'm
the
on
trapeze,
it.
right?
It's beautiful.
Okay.
Also for you, you try once, it's like you cannot stop trying. You
We'll
will
see about that. Okay.
You're excited?
Scared?
Scared? It's normal. I'm also scared.
Really?
First time, everything's scared.
Okay.
All right? So name Timothy, yes?
Tim, yes.
Tim. So, good luck. I'm gonna be up there to help you.
Okay.
All right?
Gonna go up. I'll let you go first.
All right. Two hands. Come on. I'm holding you. Come on. Yes. Yes. Wow. Good job. Hands off. Wave to me.
That's it. Never do it again. That was kind of scary for me because 3 years is not a long time to learn a skill like the trapeze. She loves her job. You can see it when you talk to her. You can see it when she's fooling around in front of the camera, dancing, making faces, yelling, and she's full of energy. Performance level was world class, even though the production was very much a resort type of production, no big lights, no big explosions, but individually, Claudia was steady. She did tell me it's hard to do, but they have to keep that face, that smile. I was asking her about it. I was so scared when I was doing it. I had this frightened, terrified face when I was up there. But she said they do have the same thing. They just have to put a smile on their face and do it. And keeping conscious of what they have to do from one step to the next, and making sure they don't fall off.
It is the same simple message for every performer the world over: to make the audience happy. It is a mantra that was ingrained since her childhood. And when the guests leave with fond memories of her performance, the feeling is often bittersweet.
All the parents come to thank you because the kid is happy with you, you know. And at the same time, it's upset because they go away. But they leave you something in your heart, you know. To spend this little time, but it's a rich time.
Some say it is a job for the young. For Claudia, as long as her body is able and healthy, she will continue doing what she enjoys most.
I'm the older of my team. I cannot say my age. Please don't say my age. Yeah, I think I can keep longer.
What I get paid to.
For many societies, turning 21 years old is a life course marker. That's for young people. But what if it's a terror organization? What can the world expect from Al-Qaeda as it turns 21 today? That's on Primetime News.
There are a lot of things to explore, and it would be good for people to know all of the sort of diversity that Thailand offers. I love Thai massage.
She goes every day. So full of life. There's always something going on.
I love Thailand.
Being environmentally friendly. Is it a serious responsibility or just a trendy lifestyle change?
Well, I try to recycle when I can.
To be honest, not that environmentally conscious.
The problem and the solution lie in human hands. What can you do to make a difference? The Vox. Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. exclusively on Channel News Asia.
Hey, what are you going to be doing on the 9th of August at 8:22 p.m.? Whatever you're doing, take a video or a photo of yourself and send it to us because you could win.
This creative audio video cam.
Now email that video or that photo to us at blogtv@blogtv.sg and get it to us by noon on the 13th. Make sure you include your contact details
So they can actually give you the prize that you want.
We'll announce the winner on the first episode of Blog TV on Thursday, 13th of August.
Hurry, hurry, send in your entries now.
Now.
Hi, I'm Tom. Welcome to this brand new series on photography.
Each episode, I'll be joined by two guest photographers to uncover the less explored areas of Singapore and rediscover the well-known ones. Join us on Scene City, Singapore. Premiering Wednesday, 19th August, 8:30 p.m. exclusively on Channel News Asia.
What I get paid to.
Well, people who've seen me out and about will know I'm not the tallest person around, but not today.
Well, how does it feel?
It's not as easy being tall as I thought. I think I'd rather stay in my height. Anyway, how do you walk on these things?
Well, the trick is actually not to trip on yourself. That's actually the biggest problem. And to balance
Which
your
is
weight in
the biggest concern, you know.
So just don't trip on yourself and you're fine.
Let's do it.
This is just one of the numerous ideas dreamt by 26-year-old Agir Yadav, who produces live shows for some of the hottest clubs in town. And he has even wilder ideas, such as this grinder girl costume, which allows models to literally grind themselves on the magnesium-coated suit. It is the opportunity to create new and louder ideas that has him hooked on his job.
So where else do you get your gimmicks and ideas from?
Anything you imagine of, you can create. We have some stuff like the CO2 suit. I was watching an old clip of Michael Jackson, and he was actually flying, right? And we wanted to bring in a rocket suit, but a real rocket suit's $500,000. We spoke to a few people who gave us some ideas, modified it, and realized that we could create a fake-looking suit with carbon dioxide, because you just turn on the tank.
Okay.
So then we just strap it on someone with a harness, and the person looks like they're levitating, even though they're actually held by a cord. Concepts that actually make an existing show even better, that's never been done before. It gives us an edge, because we can propose something that isn't your run-of-the-mill event.
A typical event organizer, he is not. Even as a child, Agir was a free spirit. Nobody could tell him what to do. And he's always had an entrepreneurial streak in him. During his undergraduate days, he started a tuition agency. Monetary success soon followed, and he even dropped out of school to do a full-time job of matching tutors with students. But his interest in the serious business of education didn't last long.
Even though I was doing pretty well, I got really tired of it. I wanted something that was totally me, totally fun. I could wear Bermudas to work every day. I could wake up late. I could meet beautiful women, talk to them, and just enjoy beach culture.
Perhaps it was because this self-proclaimed geek didn't have much luck with young ladies that he decided to set up, what else? A bikini store. And the babes came in by the droves to buy these bikinis, which were not commonly sold back then. With his family's initial investment of $50,000, his business grew, and he set up a second store, both of which were in town. But the recent financial crisis spelled the beginning of an end.
What actually happened was we still didn't have enough demand, so we started bringing in more things, different kinds of bikinis, hair removal, waxes, and all sorts of other products. But after spending $250,000, it was still not bringing in the kind of money we expected.
Whatever he made, he lost. A grand total of $250,000. Through this episode, he discovered his real passion, organizing events.
It was for a club called Lola. It belonged to Central, and they actually invited me down, and they're speaking to me about doing a bikini show. And I had no idea. I'd never done a bikini show. I didn't know anything about models. I didn't know anything about choreography. And the owner of the club at that time just looked at me and said, look, rather than hiring all these people, why don't I just pay you the money? Since you know your stuff, since you know what you want, why don't you just try and do your own show? So I did it. That was my first show, and it was so popular. Everyone loved it, and never stopped since then.
In addition to indulging his creative ideas, Agir has plenty of freedom to do what he pleases. The ample free time between events allows him to pursue his numerous other interests and even leisurely breakfasts with his mother. But the nature of the industry also means that money isn't constant. And while Agir is fine with it, his mother isn't.
Okay, if we don't get this show,
doesn't matter, I'm trying for more shows.
Why go on like that? Try and try. Why don't you just get a regular job like any other person?
Ma,
What,
I already
Ma?
explained to you already.
What? Tell me.
The thing is, eventually this will become a regular job. I can set up my company. I already told you I want to get
At
office
the moment,
one.
it's not. So you've got no CPF contribution, no regular income. If without CPF insurance, with CPF contribution, you can't get a house, you can't buy
Yeah, but all
insurance,
of that is not important.
your medical is not covered.
All that is not important.
Who says it's not important? That's
At
basic.
the moment, it's not important.
I wish he'd do a normal job where he gets paid end of the month. Something like maybe a hotel manager or a flight steward. Because I know he's got a gift of the gab. He's a people person. So that kind of job where he gets a regular salary, I'll be very happy. Have a normal life, buy a house like any other Singaporean, start a family, so I also can be happy with him.
I feel I'm growing in a different direction. I don't need to grow in the traditional sense, like get married, get an apartment or get a house and have kids, right? I get to grow in a very different sense. So it's not, I don't feel I'm losing out in any way. In fact, I feel I'm gaining because I get to meet more people, experience the world differently before it comes time for me to get married.
It all looks fun and glamorous, but do you know what really goes on behind the scenes?
What's going on?
For many societies, turning 21 years old is a life course marker. That's for young people. But what if it's a terror organization? What can the world expect from Al-Qaeda as it turns 21 today? That's on Primetime News.
Is the US getting soft? Sending former President Bill Clinton to get 2 American journalists out of North Korea? Or is Pyongyang secretly tired of being out in the cold and looking for an excuse to come back to the table? Insight, Thursday at 8:30 p.m.
Sawadee krap, this is Kun Brian. I love Siam Center in Bangkok.
I love Yongkantie in Taipei.
I love Anxiang Hill in Singapore. I love Chatuchak in Bangkok.
Come with me.
Come with me. Come with me.
Come with me as we embark on a chic journey in Fashion Asia.
Fashion Asia. Tuesdays, 8:30 p.m. on Channel U.
Saturday on Japan Hour. Temperatures may drop, but the fun doesn't stop during wintertime in Japan. Visit perhaps the only place in the world where you can actually feed the bears.
Nice catch there.
Then beat the cold with an extravagant 11-course crab dinner.
コースとかってあるんですよね、きっと。5250円からコース。安いところから。じゃあ大将、1万円から。
And end the journey with a dip in a luxurious hot spring spa. Catch Japan Hour, Saturday at 7:30 p.m.
This program is brought to you by Sumitomo Corporation, ANA All Nippon Airways, Calbee, Canon, Daikin, Fanco, MSIG Insurance Solutions, NEC, Pilot Pin, UOBTravel.com, and Yakult.
With an average of 2 shows per month, Agir can indulge in leisurely pursuits such as shopping. But not today. He's out to check out Ted Baker, which has hired him to showcase their autumn-winter collection. And Agir needs to come up with a concept to pitch to the clients who are expecting a show in just 10 days.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw in elements of funny and probably spin the traditional take on English fashion. Give it a real fun feel. I was thinking maybe I would bring the Queen of England herself to the fashion show.
Brimming with ideas, Agir is eager to share them with his team. After all, such productions are hardly a one-man show. That's where props man Jay comes in to bring his concepts to life, often under tight budgetary constraints.
A lot of time in Singapore, the budget and the expectations is 2 different kettles of fish. You know, they expect gold for peanuts. And the money is not the important thing if you're into creativity, because it's the passion that you've got inside of you. But at some point you have to pay salaries, you have to pay rent, you have to pay phone, you know, you still have to pay the bills. So you have to, there's a fine line between going bankrupt and really living your passion and dying.
It really demoralizes you because certain shows can pay you a lot of money. So all of a sudden you're on top of the world, you have a lot of money. I mean, if you do a very big show, you can easily make $20,000 and suddenly you get it in a lump sum. And then suddenly it's dry for the next 2 months. So it's not so much of having lack of money, but it's, you get demoralized, you feel like you're back at square one, you know, you didn't progress at all. But when you actually think about it, when you actually sit down, you realize that is the nature of the industry.
And he counts on the support of a group of close-knit friends to pull him out of whatever self-doubt and sense of defeat that preoccupies him every now and then.
Every single time he's disappointed, he keeps on complaining to me about people refusing his proposal and stuff like that. This is our part, whereby we just uplift him back again. So just tell him, look, let's keep on carrying this thing, because we actually see his vision.
Sometimes he does fantasize a little, so it's our job to slap him around and tell him what's like what's probable and what is impossible.
He's just made for this job. He's got really good ideas.
It is 1 week until the show, and Agir has a long list of things to do. But before that, this idea man needs to sell his ideas. And I joined in for the pitch.
Start off with a couple ideas. One of the ideas we were thinking of doing is because TED is quintessentially English, we are going to bring the English element in, but we're going to sort of perversify the element of the English. We're going to turn it upside down, change the colors, and have a lot of wacky fun with it.
Okay.
We're going to bring in large flags.
With more than 200 projects under his belt, it wasn't surprising that the pitch was accepted by the clients. And now the real hard work begins.
Our client was very excited about my ideas, but there was a couple of problems which I've got to fix right now. She's a bit worried that it might be too crazy, so we'll fine-tune the ideas. The hard part would be the timeline. We have to construct a stage, design a backdrop, release press releases, invite our guests, hire models, fit models, get makeup artists, get a hairstylist, so much more other things, all by Saturday. So we've got a really, really tight timeline, and it's got to rush.
Next up, model selection.
Oh yes, definitely.
Face
Trina for sure, right?
Really attractive face.
And that's out.
Okay, all right, we're done.
All right.
As the event nears, so does the pressure. Notwithstanding the erratic hours, the irregular income, and moments of self-doubt, all in hopes of making that one night a big success.
What keeps me going is I know that some of my ideas are very viable. I am definitely a dreamer, but it's been keeping me going.
It is crunch time and things aren't going smoothly as expected. It is 20 minutes before showtime and the rehearsal isn't over yet.
Danielle, can you hear me when we're calling out to you? Hurry up, I need the CDs. Get me the CD, come down, quick, quick, on to rehearsals.
But Aga needs to maintain his calm.
Are you supposed to be wearing this for the first set? It's actually 10:37 and the show's supposed to start at 10:55. We want to do a rehearsal. The rehearsal takes about 20 minutes and we're trying to contact our people because they've left the CD with the DJ, so there's a rush down now. We're also having some problems with VIP, so our people are busy trying to sort that out. What's going on? What's going on?
Soon enough, it is showtime.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for Her Majesty, the Queen of England. Woo!
The Queen isn't coming back. 1 week. I did it in 1 week. I managed to pull it out my butt in 1 week. Yeah, this exact moment makes it all worth it. The fact it was just an idea in my head. You know what I mean? A week and a half ago. All right! Woo! Thank you very much. Fabulous show. Woo! We've not slept for 2 days straight. We're exhausted. It took us 8 hours to cut the music. It was planning, it was getting everything together, models, fitting. And you know, every time we do a show, even though we've done it so many times, it feels like it's your first time. It's damn exciting. It's like a big weight lifted, at the same time it's like an awesome celebration. Every day I wake up older. So many people ask me why. Waking up in the morning, getting home way too late. 7 days of 24, walking in these shoes is what
the shadows of disaster.
Into the turmoil that rocks a nation.
Witness the power of economics.
And delve into the maze of politics.
Whichever way the wind blows,
the ties that bind remain.
Reaching greater heights on this continent called Asia.
For news with Asian perspectives, we go beyond just the headlines
and bring Asia closer to you.
This is Channel News Asia.
Tomorrow on Primetime Morning.
Unlike other cancers, you can prevent cervical cancer through vaccination, but not enough women are doing this, and doctors say it is because of several misconceptions. We'll check in with an expert for the true facts.
Heads up, horror fans, you're in for a scare. The ghostly cast of Ages for Hunt 2 haunts our studio. Join them tomorrow on Primetime Morning.